Hey guys, it's Nicole and welcome to Archie's 2-month update. I can't believe that this little man is already 2 months old. The time is just going so quickly. I don't know where the last 9 weeks have gone. So little mister was 9 weeks yesterday. And a lot has changed actually since his last update. You can see he is definitely a lot bigger. He's got the hiccups at the moment. So he is officially over the 4 kilo mark now. So he is 4.180 grams, so just under 4.2 kilos. And he is a lot more alert than he was in his last update. So probably from about the 6-week stage, he has definitely started to be a lot more alert and interested in things around him. As you can see, he's looking at things and concentrating on things. He has also started to smile as well. So he first smiled at 6 weeks and 1 day old. We were sitting on the couch together and I was just playing with him, and he gave me the biggest smile. It almost made me cry, like seriously. I was like, oh my gosh, it melted my heart. I called out to Ryan and he didn't believe me that it was a real smile because he'd been doing like the gassy sort of half grins, but I could tell it was a real smile because like his whole face lit up, his eyes and his face. It was so cute. So he's been doing that now for a few weeks, and definitely more alert. He will really try to concentrate on your face when you're talking to him as well, and when he looks at you, he'll try to copy what you do. So if you're smiling, he will smile at you. If you poke your tongue out, he will poke his tongue out as well. And he has started to coo and try to make little noises as well, which is just really adorable. Hey, you're looking at the camera. Hey. He still really loves his tummy time. He is the most happiest when he is on his tummy. I'm actually quite surprised that he is tolerating this position because normally he cracks it if he's not on his tummy. So his favorite position is definitely on his tummy. He likes to sleep on his tummy as well. If he's on his back, he will sleep, but not as well as he would do if he's on his tummy. He tends to, not so much now, but when he was younger, he would startle himself awake quite a bit. But as he's older and that startle reflex isn't as prominent, it is a bit better, but he definitely prefers to be on his stomach for most of the time. He has just about moved up to the next size nappies as well. So he had been in newborn nappies the whole time, and I've just bought some of the infant Huggies nappies, which are from 4 to 8 kilos. So I've bought them in preparation. I'm just trying to use up all the newborn ones that we've got now. But what we're doing is we're using disposables for mainly overnight because he is quite a heavy wetter, and we use disposables sometimes if we're going to be out for a long time, if we're going to have a big day out or something like that. But otherwise he is in cloth, so he's in a little cloth nappy at the moment. I'll show you. It makes his booty really big. Okay. And this is just a plain grey one that he's in at the moment. My washing machine had broke, so we were doing a lot more disposables, but we're now back into the cloth, which is good. In terms of his size, he is still in newborn clothes, so he's still in the 4-0s if you're in Australia, and they are almost getting a bit too snug for him. So this that he's in now is a newborn suit, and it still fits, but it's starting to get a bit snug on him, mostly like lengthways because he is a bit long. Like he, especially like in ones that have got like legs and stuff in it, he is starting to get a bit long for those, but it still fits him like around his midsection and stuff. So we're almost at the point where he could probably go up to the next size. A few things like if he's wearing pants and stuff, all of those are a 3-0 or a 0 to 3 month, because I didn't think there was any point in buying the smaller size, and with the cloth nappies and stuff, it adds like a little bit of extra padding so that they do fit a bit better. So some outfits that he's wearing is in the 0 to 3 month category already. Hey, even though, you know, you're already 2 months. But hopefully that means we will get a lot of use out of all of our sizes there, so that we're not having to waste a lot of clothes, because obviously we got given quite a few clothes and we don't want them to go to waste. We want to be able to use all of them for as long as possible. At the moment, in terms of feeding, he is mostly formula fed, I have to admit. It's something that makes me quite upset. Obviously I really want this breastfeeding to go well, but I'm just not getting anywhere with my supply. It's not anywhere near where it needs to be. So he is mostly formula fed. He will drink 120 mils every 3 to 4 hours, which I think is about 4 ounces. I will always like offer him the breast if he wants it, but he gets really frustrated quite quickly on the boob, and even if he is on there for a long amount of time, he doesn't really swallow, which means that he's not even getting anything. And when I do pump, I get a few mils. So I'm lucky to get 5 mils these days, so I don't think there is a whole lot there, which is really frustrating because I really just want to be able to breastfeed him. I am going to be going to our doctor tomorrow? No, Wednesday. Sorry, it's Monday. So on Wednesday I'm going to be going to a doctor who is a GP and a lactation consultant. So I'm going to have her, well, I'm going to ask her to run like a whole bunch of blood tests and stuff to try and see if there is anything else going on, whether or not, you know, there's something else that is affecting my supply, because I've had his tongue tie and his lip tie fixed. His latch is a lot better, like it's so much more comfortable. You know, there has to be something else going on. Like, I should have more milk than this, even if he wasn't feeding all that great and stuff, I should still have more than a few mils. Like, that is just ridiculous. So hopefully she'll be able to order some blood tests so I can check like my prolactin levels, my thyroid, just anything that could possibly affect my milk supply, and see if there is anything else going on. But he is a lot more content now that he is drinking more. He's a lot more alert. Like, not that he wasn't alert before, but he would just be like a grumpy baby really because he was hungry, whereas now he's a lot more happier and content. You know, he's just in general like so much more like placid and stuff. Like, beforehand he probably wouldn't have tolerated sitting here like this. He probably would have been quite grizzly, but now he's a nice happy baby, aren't you? He's nice and happy. Yeah. Oh, big yawns. He does lots of wet nappies. He poos anywhere from once or twice a day, mostly in the early hours of the morning. And in terms of sleep, you're talking about sleep. He was doing well the past few nights. He would go down to bed about 7 or 8 o'clock at night, and then wake anywhere from 1 to 2 o'clock in the morning, and then again about 5 or 6 o'clock in the morning, which was pretty good because you get that long stretch initially. Last night was a bit different though. He decided to wake up at midnight, and then again he was stirring at like about 3:30, and I managed to just like rock him back to sleep when he was in his bassinet, and then he woke at 5 or about 5 o'clock. I can't really remember. Was it 5 or 5:30? So that was a little bit different. I've not tried to put him in a routine as such. I've kind of just naturally seen what sort of a routine he would get himself into during the day. Once we wake up, we go downstairs. So I feed him when he wakes up. We go downstairs, we have a bit of a play and stuff. He's normally a bit grizzly in the morning, and then he will generally have a really good nap of a few hours, which is when I can get my stuff done. So I clean all his bottles from overnight and just try to get a few things done around the house, hopefully eat, because he doesn't particularly like to be left on the mat or on his swing or anything like that. At this stage, he still likes to be really engaged with you, so he wants to be held and cuddled and have conversations and stuff with you, which is fine. It just means that it's a bit hard to get things done, but baby wearing has been really helpful for that. So I am in love with my ring sling, so that has come in very handy. I also have a tuller, which I use if I'm going to be putting him in for a long time. So like if we're going to the shopping center or something like that, I'll put him in the tuller. But if we're just around the house, then he goes in the ring sling, which he is really liking as well. And then he normally does have a good afternoon nap as well. So rather than having lots of little naps throughout the day, he tends to have 1 or 2 big naps, which is the routine that he's just naturally fallen into. Obviously, if we go out or do anything like that, then it does throw that off a little bit. But at this stage, I'm not too worried about getting him into a fixed routine, because he's still a little bit little for that. I think that's about all that he's doing at the moment. If you've noticed, his little bracelet here is just an amber bracelet. So like I wear my amber necklace and anklet, he's got a little bracelet, and this was made by my stepsister. She has her own little business, and I'll link that down below if you're interested. She custom made this for him because his wrists are so small, so I had to measure it, and his wrist is 9 centimeters, so very, very little. She made him that. I think it's the cutest thing ever. Obviously he's not teething yet, but I wanted to put it on him now anyway because I just think it's absolutely adorable. His eyes at the moment are still a blue color. I'd be really interested to know what color they're going to be, like whether they're going to stay this color or not. I would love for them to stay this color. And his hair is quite fair. It's kind of like a light brown sort of a color, but it has gotten a bit lighter, I would say. Hey, shall we turn you around and have a look at your eyes too? His eyes do look quite blue. I don't know if you can see that there. Hey, Archie. He has no idea. Can you hear his hiccups? Hiccups? Yeah. He is so well behaved for this video, aren't you? I'm so impressed. So I think that's all I need to update you guys on. I don't have his length and head circumference because I haven't done it in a little while. But at his last appointment at 6 weeks, he had put on 3 centimeters around his head, and I think he had grown about 7 centimeters as well, which seems like a lot. So I don't know how accurate that is, but I guess he is a lot bigger. I just don't see it. But when I look back at his newborn photos, I can definitely see that he's grown. To me, he looks more like a baby now, not so much a newborn, if you know what I mean. You know how like all newborns have that look, and he's kind of like lost that, and now he just looks like a little baby, and he's really starting to develop like a personality and stuff. So it's really nice to be seeing him growing up and developing into a little person. Alright guys, I better go before he cracks it. So stay tuned for any further updates I have, and I will talk to you guys soon. Bye!